Alright, how's it going, guys? So I just wanted to make a quick follow-up video. I have greatly improved upon my original video. This is going to be a showcase of my Spectral Shield Throw Max Block Bleed Gladiator. I did a previous video on a 5-link, and I also have video links of taking on all of the Uber Elder Guardians, or not Uber Elder Guardians, but all the Elder Guardians, as well as the T13 Red Tier Elder on a 5-link. This is going to be the updated version of that, and we're just going to be showcasing exactly what it is, skills, and some gameplay at the end. So real quick, let's just go over the character. Dem blocks though, so this is my character that I've been playing a lot. Level 92, coming along very, very well. Just kind of show you guys the tooltip for this. So we're looking at about 47k in hideout unbuffed DPS with this character. Okay, eventually we'll be speccing up to RT, so the chance to hit will be going up as well. But those are the numbers for that. I'll just kind of let you guys see all the numbers. More than maxed on res, even with all the uniques that we're using. All right. And charges and all that junk. So let's go over the tree real quick. For those of you that have watched the previous video, not much has changed here, but in the future there will be a lot changing. So stay tuned for that. This is our ascendancies. Went through violent retaliation, block, more block, gratuitous violence for the bleed explosions, which is a very, very big deal. Really helps our mapping. But I'll just kind of hover over this. I went over this in the previous video. This will give you just kind of an overview of what has changed. Started picking up some more life over here. Eventually what we are going to do, however, is we're going to be pulling back all this back over to here, and we're going to be specking up to Resolute Technique. That's going to give us a lot more damage, and we'll also be able to pick up and make up for almost all of the life that we're missing from here. So that is going to be coming soon. We're also going to be speccing back out of these 3 points and getting leech on some of the gear in the future. Here is our gear, still just Ewar's Mirage for that chain, really, really helpful. We got some grip gloves, because remember, Spectral Shield Throw works different than most shields or most skills. It scales purely off of physical damage, any kind of global fizz, and the armor of your shield is where it gets a huge portion of its damage from. All right, so we're going to be scaling, since we're pure fizz, it's all physical damage, global fizz, physical attack damage, projectile damage, and then a bunch of shield nodes for our survivability. All right, got some leech, life, accuracy for the time being, pretty solid gloves overall. This belt is going to be my next upgrade. Again, we did a rustic sash just for the global fizz. Rings, really nothing spectacular here. Life resistances, this one's pretty decent. Good life roll, lots of resist on this. Again, this helmet, I'm still attempting to get the Spectral Shield Throw damage enchant on this, because this build is a little niche. Not a lot of people play it or enjoy it for the most part. Getting this helmet with the Spectral Shield Throw damage enchant on it, there's literally not one on the market, so I've been working really hard trying to do that myself. About 9 or 10 labs through, still haven't gotten lucky as of yet. But this helmet is really big, because we are not taking a versatile combatant in our ascendancy tree right here. We came down instead, since they moved it. Gratuitous violence is much better. So because of that, spell block, we're getting most of it from our Stone of Lazar, and then from this helmet. Now this is a great helmet. I'm a huge fan of the crab stuff. It's a lot of fun. You get good life, good amount of armor, block chance applied to spells, and you get more additional block chance. So not only it's saving us from having to spec a lot into block, so we were able to spec back out of these block wheels, this block nodes right here. We don't have to worry about any of that. We go to max pretty much the second we're in combat and we get hit and we have our crab barriers. We're solid, and those crab barriers stay up until you take physical damage. So if you get hit by spells or anything like that, it does not make you lose your crab barriers, which is very handy. Got my 6th link. Aspect of the crab is awesome. At 15 stacks, it gives you 30% damage reduction, so it really, really nullifies a lot of the big one-shots, especially on top of our block. We're just stacking as much layers of defense as we possibly can. But right now we're running Spectral Shield Throw, faster attacks, Physical projectile damage support. Pierce, again, we're just doing this for the extra projectile damage. The pierce doesn't really affect us at all. It's not a big deal. And I do swap in slower projectiles for that bit of extra damage. So right now we're at 47. If I was to swap in slower projectiles, it bumps us up about another 4k sheet, which isn't a big deal. I mostly just run with pierce. So we'll swap that back in. But pierce, and then brutality, we are, again, this is a pure fizz bleed build, so we're not doing any kind of heralds, we're not doing any kind of added or anything like that, and the clear is still amazing. Even the boss potential is really, really awesome, and I'll showcase that for you in a little bit. And you can also look at all of the elder and elder kills down below. And then we got maim support, more physical damage against maimed enemies, etc. So you can kind of start to see the trend here. Boots, really nothing special. Little bit of move speed, some resist, nice life roll. Nothing special with these. Again, life resist. I rolled the physical attack damage to attacks just to give us something. It was the only other affix that I really needed. This has been the biggest upgrade. I crafted this myself. Didn't quite get what I wanted, but it's a 2200 armor shield, almost 2300, which is pretty solid. Got life roll and really got a good roll with my Essence of Dread, and I got the 2% chance to block. So ideally you would roll off that max life, and that would be the 1% damage per block chance would be ideal. That would be ultimate god tier, what we want. All right, and then as much armor on your shield as you can, because remember, that's how the Spectral Shield throw gets scaled. But that +3 max life roll made me cry. But after about an Exalt worth of essence, deafening Essence of Dread, I was like, all right, that'll do for now. So again, we can still expand upon this character, but the ultimate god tier would be the armor, increased % armor, chance to block, and then instead of that life prefix, we would want the elder prefix for the increased attack damage per block chance. That would give us ridiculous, or even just global fizz damage would be awesome. So there's the build overall right there. Aspect of the Crab is awesome. We're running Shield Charge just to get around. Ancestral Protector is specifically just for the attack speed that you get, which is really handy. Aspect of the Crab, you know, the 30% damage reduction. It just runs like a herald. You can toggle it on and off. It does reserve mana, so keep an eye out for that. And then vulnerability. This is a great curse, especially because we're going pure fizz. Fizz all day. And then Blood Rage, just awesome. Gives us a little more leech, gives us attack, and we have enough regen on the tree that we don't even really notice it, right? And then Spectral Shield throw, okay? Flasks, I really don't even need these because, and these will probably be changed to different affixes. One of the great things about this armor is you see that affix cannot be inflicted with bleeding. This is outstanding for survivability, because not only do you get life, you get some resists, increases the number of crab barriers, gives you the crab aspect skill itself. That bleeding includes corrupted blood, it includes lab traps, it includes everything. So you can breeze through lab. Uber lab is an absolute treat on this character. It is a lot of fun. Full key runs are extremely safe, extremely easy. And you can get up in bosses' faces or play it safe and stand back. Your block chance will more than support you on that. So that bleeding, corrupted blood mobs, no more getting ninja'd by corrupting blood. You don't have to run bleed flasks anymore, and lab traps are a joke. So very, very good armor. Roomies, just more block, additional armor, great flask. This is for no leech maps, just because I don't want to run a pure mana flask because my mana is pretty much negligible. This really is not an expensive skill. I can cast it upwards of 11 times, 12 times before I even have to worry about mana, and usually leech takes over, and when leech doesn't, this is just a good way to get increased quantity, increased rarity, and max resistances, because we're more than over cap. So it's just a good survivability, really good utility flask. And then just a movement flask with some remove freeze. So that's really handy when you're opening boxes, so you don't get absolutely ninja'd. But that's the gear, guys. There is the build. Again, we're scaling projectile damage, any kind of physical attack damage. For jewels are really, really, really cheap. These are like a chaos a piece, and I kind of showcased them a little bit in my previous video. Fizz damage, projectile damage, damage with bleeding. For bossing, we took Crimson Dance, and this actually is very, very nice for bosses. A lot of times you can cast 4 or 5 shields, start them bleeding. They'll ricochet around, start everything bleeding, and then everything just starts exploding. And Crimson Dance also lets you stack up more damage against bosses, so that's really handy. And just these were like a chaos apiece. You know, ideally we would have some life jewels in there, but those are just really expensive and not really needed. So there it is, guys. That is the updated little bit of information on this build. I really like the cosmetics that I was able to put together with some of the spectral stuff and some of the little cherubims from the new boxes. But we'll go ahead and just run through some of these maps real quick. Like this Necropolis, we'll run through that one, and this Crystal Ore. So this one's pretty gnarly with the crit chance, crit multiplier, additional projectiles, physical damage reduction. And remember, we're pure physical, so this is going to be a really good map to showcase how versatile this build really is. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. And if you guys want any additional information, I will be putting up Uber Elder, Shaper, Guardians, etc. as I complete them. I'll probably actually be doing that tonight on stream. For those of you that don't know, I also stream on Twitch. I took a little break because I was deployed, with the military. So now that I'm back, I'm going to be streaming again. So all those links for all the additional videos, Path of Building link, everything will be down in the description. So make sure to check that out, and hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. Here you can really see those bleed explosions going to work. Throw a couple shields, everything explodes. Nice. And this is, keep in mind, with the physical damage reduction. So they're actually taking 40% less physical damage, and we're still absolutely obliterating. So absolutely viable, really good skill. It's gotten a lot of negative feedback, but I think people are starting to understand that, you know, it's just scales a little bit differently than other skills. But that doesn't necessarily make it bad, it just makes it unique. And Path of Exile is all about, you know, enjoying playing different things, seeing what you can do with different skills that people don't find super appealing. And usually builds like this are actually very cheap. Other than my 6 link, this whole build overall has cost me maybe an Exalt. Maybe. Always open them chests. And thanks to shield charge, we're actually pretty fast, so it ends up working quite well. Alright, here's the first boss in this area. Ooh. It's this guy. So this boss is already incredibly nasty. For those of you that know this map, it didn't used to be. This didn't used to be these bosses. They changed this recently, and these guys are actually quite annoying. So you have to kill the one that has the... Ooh, ouch. So our crab barriers also go up quite fast. Just got to make sure to stay out of that damage over time when we can. For sketchy bosses like this, you can't just jump back. And I am completely out of flasks. Alright, there we go. I hate this boss. Oh, I didn't know there was another one alive still. Take him out. I thought we just had the two still. It's not the case. I thought I killed one of them already. Guess not. This boss is cancer. Oh my gosh. Did I kill this other guy yet? Oh, no, I did not. He's not the one with the freaking link on him anymore either. Where are you? Oh my gosh. So you can see when we actually get the right one, we do a fair amount of damage. Okay, now he's dead. Now we only have two. Okay, there we go, guys. So, terrible example because that boss is absolute cancer, but it's a really, really great build, and stay tuned for more. I will be doing a lot more videos on this because I'm going to take it all the way through Shaper, so stay tuned for that. Hope you guys enjoyed, and have a great rest of your day.